What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Metal Maniacs podcast. I'm your host, Jay Ingersoll, and I'm here, as always, with my co-host.
It's your boy, Mod. What's good, Jay?
What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, man, it's been a minute.
Yeah, we haven't podcasted in, it's been almost a month, actually.
Yeah, I want to say, 3 weeks of being off.
Yeah, and it's been kind of nice.
Yeah,
enjoying the fam. I know we both went to some shows.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about that a little bit. Today, we do have a reaction episode for you. We had something else on the docket, but that didn't come through, and that's just the way we call an audible and go from there, right? So,
yeah.
But before we start, I know in our little time off, both had some birthdays, and we both went to some shows, so I would like to kind of talk about that. We'll do a little review of your show, because we haven't really chatted, and that also fits the format of the show. So let me know how the Sonic Temple went, bro, and what band you seen, what you enjoyed, and how'd it go?
Yeah, Sonic Temple was great. There we go with the ums. We're gonna do a dollar jar for ums. Anytime there's there's $1 on the table from now on. So about a 6-hour drive to Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, really?
Not too bad, doable. About as much as I want to be on the road, but not a bad drive. We got a hotel that was nearby the concert, but required an Uber, and I didn't want to mess with parking and driving. Although I probably should have. Because getting out of an event like that is terror. It's chaos. If you're trying to get an Uber out of a festival, I mean, like, good luck.
Yeah, because you got to find the guy.
Well, they have like a whole section for Ubers to come in there, but like car trail, like they're just 2 miles of cars trying to get in to the venue and cars trying to leave too. So almost would have been better just to pay the $40.
To park,
and then get out of there, because the Uber ride was a fortune. They tell you it's going to be about this much, and then I see the charge and it was like more than double that. And is that legal? I don't know how Uber works, but I did what I had to do to get out of there. Plus the phones were dying at the end of the night. I was like, I didn't think I was going to make it.
Where they charge your card or something?
Yeah, the card is on the Uber app.
Oh, okay.
So
I got
they
you.
just go from there.
Okay.
But that's all the traveling and all that. But with respect to the concert, it was great. It was so well organized. I mean, I'm sure people that have gone to this thing for years might have some sort of, idea on how to make it better or improve upon it. But for me, I mean, it was so well organized. You had 4 stages, and 2 of them would be going simultaneously. So at any point in the day, you had your choice between one stage or the other. And then when they got done, the other 2 stages would take 5 minutes and fire up, and everything was like clockwork. There was no, they're running late or whatever. It was on point. So all said and done, I saw like 15 bands. 7 of those were full sets.
Okay.
So 7 full sets throughout the course of the day, and then partial sets as we just decided, okay, we'll watch 2 or 3 songs here, walk over to the other band because I'm lukewarm on them or whatever. So lots of bands, got to stand there and eat, grub down. Highlights for me, definitely Currents. For this show, with respect to this show, Currents was awesome. Chris Weisman doesn't miss a note. Gets right up there on the riser, shred a solo. There are other guitarists. I only know Chris's name. He's a mad dog on the guitar. But there are other guitarists just stoic with the fan blowing on them, just shredding heavy, but don't move a whole lot. Bass player super animated. Vocalist sounded great. I also got to see Slaughter to Prevail. I'm not crazy about that band, but the vocals are out of this world. Like Alex Terrible, he's got to have. I feel like he's got to have some kind of vocal effect on there at some point. For me, it's just inhuman. Like the demonic. It sounds like there's 2 voices going on at once. There's got to be somebody at the soundboard helping him out. And if not, then that dude has got some wild vocal cords, because I was blown away. I even looked over at my wife, not a metalhead, and she must have had a second wind going on, because she was just bobbing and going.
Oh, nice.
She was with it. So when you see something like that, even if you're into the band or not, when your partner's enjoying themselves, that kind of like really helps. You can get into it a lot easier.
Yeah. Sure.
So Slaughter to Prevail, they put on a hell of a show. Sleep Token.
Yeah.
We love Sleep Token here, metal or not. That doesn't matter, but just the stage show. There's zero engagement with the fans, with the audience. They don't say hi, what's up, anything. They come on, music starts, the show, the lights, the lasers, everything. The only problem had nothing to do with the band. Just the crowd was so massive with respect to the audience, in front of their stage. It was just chaos. Had a couple of medical emergencies. The band had to stop.
Oh, geez. Walk
off the stage. You had to part the C's so that a Medicart could come driving through the audience and take somebody. One person I saw, they had, I don't know what it's called, but they were basically seized up.
Oh, okay.
And then the tongue is rolling out of the side. So they were dropped on their head, neck injury. And apparently they're all right. Like there was some follow-up on some Reddit threads. Not a broken neck, but definitely something sprained or whatever, concussion, what have you. But, that's just, that kills a lot of momentum. Fans, band, all of it. That was the only problem there. They probably should have been inside of the main stage arena area. So they were like the second co-headlining set. So Pantera were the headliners. We were checked out after Sleep Token. That was the day for us.
Like they were like the supporting.
If you want to call it that, they were the headliners for their stage. Okay. Yeah, and then looking at the schedules, probably should have been able to make it over to Pantera after Sleep Token. But because of the medical emergencies and stalling everything out, Pantera was going halfway into the Sleep Token set. And definitely at that time, Amy and I were done. We were like, okay, we were here to see Sleep Token as our main event for the both of us because we're both huge fans. And I just kind of witnessed the monitors. They pop up with Pantera, and I could see him playing, and I could hear at least three songs on my way out. But also, you and I, we've seen what I like to call the real Pantera. I make no bones about it.
Right.
The talented part of that band is gone now.
Yeah.
There are 10,000 or more Phil Anselmo sound-alikes. And Rex is a great bassist, but nobody ever said, I'm going to see Pantera to see Rex. No disrespect, Rex. You're an amazing bassist to hold it down with Dime. But that's just how I feel about Pantera.
We might have to scour the internet for that quote.
Yeah. I mean, maybe his solo project is something more interesting than even his presence in Pantera. But, Charlie and Zach, they do a great job holding it down for them. I just had next to zero interest to actually work my way inside of the stadium. And it was pretty chaotic as it were trying to leave after Sleep Token. Besides those bands, I mean, I got to see Kitty. They're cool. We were scorched at that point. We were just so sunburnt.
Oh.
I said to my wife, the next person that I can see with sunscreen, they are our new friends. And everybody's got the clear bags. You got to be able to. You can only get in with like a little fanny pack that they search or a clear backpack you can wear. So everybody, you can see what they got in their bag. And right there, 70 SPF. What up? So made a friend, got some sunscreen on, laid in the grass, watched Kitty. I saw In This Moment. So they're a big.
Yeah, they were supposed to be a upheaval, right?
Yep. So we got to make up for the missed upheaval performance. Stood there eating some rice bowls, what have you, and a lot of costume changes. I just prefer like a Sleep Token where it's just one costume the whole time.
Yeah,
you don't have to stall out the set
to
do a costume change for per song. Unnecessary. But they got some beats. They're undeniable. I don't really like the music too much, but some of it's just too catchy, and I just have to sit there and enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah. You see Dying Wish?
I did. They started the day. Man, that was rowdy. They weren't the first band. There was another band up. They were kind of like a watered down Linkin Park. So no disrespect, but that's what you are. So I felt like them rhymes were written by a fifth grader the day before.
Ooh, harsh.
Yikes. Yeah.
Yikes. Right.
Woof. So I was
the
laughing.
last band you want to be called is a watered down Linkin Park. No offense to my Linkin Park fans out there, Josh Hibbs. I know you listen.
Yeah. I mean, being Linkin Park is way better than being watered down Linkin Park.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to be the malto meal of fucking Linkin Park, bro.
Generic.
You don't want to be them fruity stones, you know what I mean? You got to be the fruity pebbles, you know?
So my wife was not prepared for the energy that Dying Wish brought, like with the fans and everything. It's
fucking slammers, bro.
1 p.m. and they're massive
throwing
pits.
Down.
They're crowd surfing. Just Amy was not prepared for it. I was for that life. We were pretty close to the stage for that one. So Dying Wish brought it. Absolutely killed it too. I
love
it.
those guys, dude.
The vocalist could have been just a touch louder. Like that mic could have been a little bit louder, but I could hear her fine.
Yeah.
I just thought I wanted to like feel it in my chest, like with some of those screams.
That's kind of on the sound guy, probably.
Yeah. So I'm trying to recall some of the other bands I saw. Not metal necessarily, but a good heavy hard rock band, Starset. I really enjoyed their set. I was blown away. I've heard a few of their songs, so I'm familiar with Starset. But then watching them live, like they've got live cello and live violin, which I did not know. So the whole set, like orchestrated. They've got the keyboard player, so they're bringing extra sound too. I just didn't know how much sound they were actually going to be capable of live. It was amazing. So that like opened my eyes to that band. Breaking Benjamin after that, I absolutely love that band.
Oh,
no matter
I didn't realize they were there.
No matter what anybody says with respect to the show being heavy, sure, yes, but I love Breaking Benjamin, and they put on.
They get heavy though, dude.
They do.
They get heavy.
They do. I mean, thank you for going to bat for them.
Good hard rock. I like Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah,
they. I think they're one of the better, like, hard rock, almost on the verge of metal bands.
Yeah.
They're not extreme metal,
No,
but who cares? They're a great band.
Yeah, I love some
they
of the
write
riffs.
good songs.
Yeah, thank you for saying that, validating my likes over here.
No, I like Breaking Benjamin, man.
That's cool.
I go to bat for those guys any day.
So I'm trying to think. So there were some other bands that I saw. Like I saw Living Colour.
Oh, no shit.
So they were there.
Classic.
Yep. And it was super funky. I was hoping for a little bit more heaviness from
more
them.
Of the shred.
Yeah, because they're certainly capable of it.
I believe his name is Vernon Reed. I believe that's a guitar player's name.
I'm not sure if he's a guitarist or vocalist was Vernon. I couldn't tell you, but
I think that's a guitar player.
But yeah,
sorry, in Living.
Yeah,
or Living Colour fans,
but super phenomenal musicians, all of them.
Oh yeah,
like their bass is just so effortless, just slap pop and funk. Oh man, just one of those guys that talk about your 10,000 hours in your craft, right?
Yeah,
all of these guys. Yeah. Oh man, these guys are so good. So we sat and watched them, but it was inside of the stadium, and you couldn't get any internet signal. Playing on our phones and stuff, and we're just getting cooked by the sun. So about 3 or 4 songs from those guys jettisoned. Go check out something else. But like I said, the whole event very well organized. The vendors, the merchandise, they had the free water. You could charge your phone there. There was some shade, not enough. There were different passes to get you different places. Like I couldn't get down onto the floor had I wanted to. They caught me too. Like I was just going to cut across the venue. I wasn't even trying to be on the floor. But somebody saw like the color of my wristband and like, nope, you two can't come down to the floor. So I was like, oh, okay. I mean, it was like between sets. There wasn't even anything playing.
Yeah.
I thought they would just be lenient about it. But no, couldn't even do that. So we were fine. We were happy with being able to travel all stages, and we didn't really want or need to be on the floor. We just wanted to like cut across instead of walk inside the venue all the way around and out to get where we were going. Awesome festival. I couldn't imagine doing 4 days of it. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That I couldn't do. And these festivals are fun to people watch too because the outfits. Like I saw like a whole cult of Sleep Token fans. They look like some druid warriors coming through with staves. I'm like, how did they get in with staves? Those are fucking weapons. Like what?
Plastic, bro. Styrofoam.
I don't know if they were selling them in the venue or what, but it was crazy.
That's amazing. Yeah, I will. After 5 bands, it's like,
yeah, it was like, so we were in line at 10:30 in the morning, standing in line to get in at 11, and that was a very seamless process that they had that very well dialed in. But we were already cooked, like under the sun at 10:30. I could feel it on my neck. So about 4:30 p.m. This is when we're desperate. We're like standing in shade. We're hiding from the sun. We're like kind of in fear of what we can't make it to the end of the night. I was like, we're gonna get some sunscreen. It's got to be somewhere, either for sale or otherwise. But we finally made a friend, got some sunscreen on. But 4:30. I was like, holy shit, this goes on to like 11 p.m. Like it's been 5 or 6 hours, whatever. And like we got a minute to go here. So once we figured that part out, and I'm like literally still peeling from some of it. It wasn't so red, but yeah, it's just still peeling.
Just the dryness of
So yeah, great.
And that
event.
probably affects you even more, doesn't it? With some of your psoriasis that you have sometimes.
Well, eczema,
or eczema. Yeah, that's what I meant.
It ain't that bad. Actually, the sun is really good for the eczema.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it just cooks off some of that bullshit.
Oh, nice.
So I didn't get all itchy over it, thankfully.
Oh, okay. That's good.
I highly recommend a festival like Sonic Temple. Really well organized. Can't speak highly enough about it.
Nice.
I was super impressed. So definitely consider that. If they, I thought they had heavy enough acts on the bill, Thursday through Sunday, that you could pick a day or the whole weekend and enjoy it. If you're even an extreme metal fan, I think Slaughter to Prevail was probably the heaviest band there. I know Spite was on the bill there. Body Snatcher was another one. Some of these bands, I didn't get a chance to see Spite. Unfortunately, I know you would have been just right up front for that one.
Yeah, well, they did a one-off in Grand Rapids, and they played like last Friday or something. But just by the end of the week after the show I went to and everything, I was just burnt, dude.
Yeah.
I've been burnt doing so many things lately. So,
and that was the moment that I was literally burnt too, and making a friend with sunscreen lotion, and my wife and I just sat down.
They didn't have it for sale or anything?
What's that? Oh, they probably did. The sunscreen. It was
just
probably
didn't see it or
yeah.
whatever?
It wasn't like obvious to me like where to buy it.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
And it was just a total lapse on our part. Amy knew. She read about it. She knew. Got to bring sunscreen.
Yeah.
Said it multiple times on our way down there. Had chances to buy it at gas stations. Then we just find ourselves in the venue going, oh my God, we don't have sunscreen. Like,
yeah, one of the things you don't want to overlook once you get in that sun,
Yeah, when your mind is like on music and everything else, and being on time and getting an
the
Uber,
trip, the hotel,
you forget about something as innocent as sunscreen.
Yeah.
And then you're in the venue and you're like, oh, I forgot I'm going to be outside all day.
Yeah.
So awesome concert. I was down there basically celebrating my birthday,
right?
Because it was a gift for my wife to go to the show. But I know that you were also celebrating your birthday similarly at a concert, festival type experience. So why don't you tell me about, now, was it Carnival of Chaos?
Chaos and Carnage.
Chaos and Carnage. Thank you very much.
So, I went to, and I had said this on the show before, I went to the Bleeding Through. It was like the 20th anniversary of This Is Love, This Is Murderous at the Crowfoot. So at the same venue.
Okay.
So this was a gift from my wife as well.
Awesome.
She went with me, and she's not into metal at all. Not even a sleep token. Not even a like.
No, but she's
so it was a lot,
super supportive.
Yeah,
I love that about her.
So love her for that. She talked about wanting to come on here and give her review of the show, so that would be interesting. But the whole thing, getting the hotel, driving down there, but the drive wasn't that bad. It was only like 2.5 hours. We made it. But so what happened at the, I bring up the Bleeding Through 20th anniversary because what happened is they have 5 bands, and I bought the tickets. Then they added like 10 local bands.
Oh,
well, this happened the same way.
Okay.
You got your main bands that are on that flyer over there, which is like 6 bands, and then they added like 20 local bands, or like, I don't know, 12 or something. I think there's 20 bands total.
Okay.
So what happened at the Bleeding Through show is it was kind of cool because they have a stage upstairs. They have like a little small venue upstairs, and then you go downstairs and they have the main stage. So I thought this was going to be that situation. Go upstairs, watch a band. As soon as they wrap up, go back downstairs, and the other band's on stage, right?
Right.
So I told my wife, the Bleeding Through show started at 2 p.m. Well, this was on a Friday, so it starts at 4 p.m., and I was just thinking, well, it's kind of early. So we didn't even get there till like almost 5 because I figured, well, if you miss one or two of the local bands, that's okay. I'd like to see as many and talk to as many as possible.
Right.
Well, that setup wasn't like that at all. All bands were playing at the same time. So the bad thing about that is obviously all local bands will get pushed aside because I'm there to see Vitriol.
Right.
I'm there to see Zenith Passage, right?
Yep.
I'm there to see the guys that I originally bought the ticket. No offense to the local bands.
Right.
I wanted to see, I was in touch with the dudes from Living Dissection. I talked to the guy. I was like, I want to be there for your set. What time do you play? But when I walked in, we missed the first band, which was Face Yourself. Not familiar with them at all.
Right.
But as soon as we walked in, Visceral was on stage. I was like, fuck. But we got to see most of their set.
Okay.
They were awesome.
I'm sure.
Anything you would expect.
Yeah.
I mean, Visceral, take it or leave it. They can be a little noisy at times and a little like intense because it's just intensity the whole time.
Yeah,
it's just like a wall of sound and noise. Technically, though, if you're on top of what they're doing, it's like I was blown away. They were good. They were aggressive. They were pissed off. Great show. So then I was thinking, well, we'll go upstairs and check out this other band. And then by the time that band's playing, the next band will come on. Well, so we walked upstairs and we watched a couple songs from, I think they were like called Beyond Hate or something like that. Sorry if I forgot your name, but watched just a couple songs, and then Vitriol's singer comes up there, bass player, singer, Adam. And I shook his hand. I got to meet him, talk to him, so that was kind of cool, you know, just whatever. But he was like watching this band because he knew this bass player in this band, and it was a girl bass player, and she was fucking ripping. But then like 2 songs in, I was just kind of like, okay, this is cool or whatever. And then like I kind of seen the door open, and then I heard another band playing. I'm like, okay, so this isn't that situation where I get to see a band.
Right.
Go downstairs, and fucking Zenith Passage is already on stage. And I'm like, well, this is the fucking other band I came here to see. So, like, we were kind of far back, but they killed it. I mean, just technically on point, perfect. The guitar player sounded so good. Nice. Like, they had a fill-in drummer, too, because, like, their drummer got in a car accident a few weeks before they even hit the road. And they had this fill-in guy, and he was so damn good, man. He was he looks like a freaking supermodel. He's all like this real handsome, like John Stamos looking dude, but he was a fucking murderer on the kit, dude. I mean, just they killed. So I was like, you know what? We kind of found a little pocket up front, and so what Sean and I did, we kind of went and looked at some merch, and then we kind of made our way back up to the front, and we didn't want to lose that spot for the rest of the night. So we just kind of, if she had to go to the bathroom, I would stand there, or vice versa, or if she went and got a drink. So I was like, we're just going to stay at this stage. Sorry, all the local bands. Yeah. Then they had like another room that I didn't even go in the last time we were there, and there was bands playing in there. It was like just a small little like patio venue where it was like a bar here and a bunch of and the bands would just set up on the floor right there. Didn't get to see any locals. Kind of stinks, but at the same time, I kind of bought the tickets to see the bands on the flyer. You know, I didn't even know those other bands. There was a few bands I'd want to see, like I said, and talk to and shake hands, pass out some stuff, but it just didn't happen. We had to, you know, station in. But then Humanity's Last Breath came on. Those guys are from like England. Wasn't real familiar with them before they came across my Facebook and stuff, but dude, they were like a different kind of heavy. They were like this doomy deathcore, like in your face heavy. The guitar player had a left-handed guitar, or he was left-handed, but it was a right-handed guitar.
So Hendrix style.
Yeah, so he's playing the high strings up here, you know, and I was just like, my brain was melting because it just didn't even compute. I'm just like, and he's like playing all the low stuff down here on, you know, on the bottom string. I'm just like, I don't get it, but like, but the other guitar player, now he played the other way, so it was just kind of a weird thing the way they were playing, but very cool band. Like the singer came out and he was just kind of had like this like blanket thing on him, like robe almost or whatever, and he was just kind of like creeping around, and he would just do his little death vocal or whatever, and I was like, a different kind of band, but they were really in your face, just heavy as shit. Then Rivers of Nile came out and destroyed the place. Yeah. They
love that band.
Shauna loved them too. She was like, cool. I really like these guys because they do the clean singing. They're technically proficient. They have melody. The saxophone player came out, which you and I didn't get to see because they just played it through the PA. Right. But it was kind of cool that he was there on tour with them, and he's just all out there, he like kind of dancing, doing his little sax moving or whatever. And she's like, I like this. And she was like, all taking pictures of him. And just great. I mean, they just destroyed. They were probably the highlight of the night for me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then after that, it was Carnifex, and then once they got over, then it was Cattle Decapitation. You know, Carnifex, whatever. I don't want to say anything bad about those guys. They've been doing it for a long time. Yeah. I've seen them 3 times now. To me, they're kind of a snooze fest, and it wouldn't be as bad. I might even like the music if the singer shut up for 2 seconds, but he never does. Every breakdown, he does the same little vocal pattern over it. And I'm not trying to talk shit. It's just not for me. Like, if you like vocals the whole time, that's you. I don't. So that's what, you know, whatever. They're not a shitty band. They sound good, you know, but it's just their music doesn't do anything for me.
I remember some riffs slapping me in the face when I watched them live, but they're, by and large, they don't win me over very much either. And I'm not trying to talk shit either, but I know the band. I'm familiar with what they do, but they don't sound anything like Cattle Decapitation, which is probably more or less who you're there to see, right? Yeah. I mean, they are the headliners. So how did they sound?
Dude, they're the Kings. What can you say? Like, they just came out and fucking leveled the whole place. Like, it was perfect. Every note was there. Travis just put on a clinic on how you actually do death metal vocals and write patterns and shut up when your band's playing something in the background that you don't want to. Just, I mean, it was fucking awesome, dude. Like anything you expect from some of the best to do it in extreme metal,
Right.
that's what it was. And then they probably had like 1 or 2 songs left, and then it was the same thing that you said.
Time to go.
We were checked out, man.
Yep.
And we were only there from 4 o'clock to there, and it was inside. But we were just like,
inside can get pretty stuffy.
Yeah, it was just stuffy. My ears are starting to ring. Yeah. It was just like a lot of bands already.
Yep.
A lot. It was a big day, you know, with the traveling and everything. So we got out of there and
out here showing our age, leaving early from shows.
Yeah, I mean, well, I watched almost the whole set, you know, but I'm also, you know, cognizant of my wife not even liking one note of one metal band ever, and she's been here with me just as long. So both of our feet are hurting and everything, and we're just kind of like, because you're just kind of standing there. I don't know about you, but after a while at concerts, like I just start hurting from standing there. Like I don't. It's weird. My shoulder hurts. My knees hurt. It's like, dude, I'm just fucking standing here and it hurts.
Yeah, we pulled up and sat down in the grass like anywhere we could. I know during the current set. Now that was one I was going to stand for. I'm like, I need to like be able to see everybody on stage. So my wife is like 100% indifferent any given moment. Like she's like, yeah, it's a good song, but I need to sit in the shade. So like almost the whole current set, she was like sitting under the tree shade. And at some point she felt like there was too much foot traffic kind of walking by her. And I'm like, I'm Mr. Head on a Swivel. When it comes to my kid or my wife, every like 10 to 20 seconds, I'll do a quick check. And then at some point, she got up and came over to stand by me. Too much foot traffic. But to your point, like, yes, just stand as long as you can and be as comfortable as you can be. But we had to sit down at some point. Yeah. I know during Slaughter to Prevail, you know, they got so many monitors there. Like that's how I watched Kitty. I didn't even see them on stage.
You just seen them.
I just watched the monitor.
Yeah,
I was fine with it.
Yeah.
So Slaughter to Prevail, pretty much the same because they were the way Sonic Temple is set up. There's stages like right next to each other, like basically an A and a B, and I forget they had 4 names. One each had a name, but
like sponsored by somebody or something.
No, they were like in the theme of a temple.
Oh, okay.
So you had like the sanctuary, you had the citadel, you had the temple.
Okay,
and there was one more. I forget the name. The one that Sleep Token was on. So we just sat like on the grass and could pretty much see Slaughter to Prevail, and I think. There was a couple of times we stood up, stretched out, so we'd stand up and see him actually on the stage. But yeah, like a long day watching a lot of bands it's got to be tough for anybody. I don't care who you are, unless you're hopped up on something and you can just go for hours like that.
Or you're 18, like we used to be a long time ago.
And even then, I feel like I'd have got a little bit bored of things. Like, but at least with Sonic Temple, there was enough diversity, like living colors there.
Yeah.
So that's. You know, on the funk side, and then you pop out and you're watching some metal. Like I said, Body Snatcher was one that was going on around that time. I saw a few other bands I forget the name of right off the top of my head because, like I said, 15 bands. Some of them are definitely new to me.
Yeah,
I definitely enjoyed it, but you gotta know when it's time to go.
Yeah,
and there's other things to consider too. Like, did you you slept at a hotel? You said, right?
Yeah, it was about 10 minutes away, so
you still
it was perfect. It was cool because
you still got to be aware of like the drive home in the morning.
Yep.
Like so for us, I was concerned about like a sun sickness. Like you get poisoned by too much sun.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we got the sunscreen on us. We had to drive back the next morning, basically. So a 6-hour drive, you want to be able to be functional for that.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, you got to know when it's time to hold them and when it's time to fold them.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but yeah, overall, sounds like we both had a really good time. I think it was a great show. Like I said, Cato put on a hell of a show. I did buy some merch. It was kind of my birthday, so I was like, I knew I bought a Zenith Passage shirt, and then like I said, I seen this shirt, and I said I already have like 5 Cattle Decapitation shirts, but I just seen this white shirt with the tour dates, and I was like, man, I want to get that shirt. And Sean was like, just buy it.
So
I bought it.
I went through a slight phase where I felt like I needed more white metal shirts because when it's summer, you know, you don't want to be walking around in black everywhere you go. And I love black clothing, and I own 95% black attire, and that's what I choose to wear all of the time. But when I'm thinking, man, I want to go for a walk with the fam, you know, I want to wear a white T-shirt. I have like next to no white T-shirts. Yep. So I think I'm about to jump back into that phase, and if you're a metal band, you might want to have that in your back pocket. You might want to think, oh, man, summer, be cool if my merch was being sported by my fans in the summer.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I'm not really wanting to put on a black T-shirt if I know that I'm going to be out in the sun.
In the sun, because you're going to be roasted.
Yeah. I will wear a white T-shirt walking the pier, and I want it to be a metal shirt sometimes. I don't necessarily want to go everywhere in my life wearing a metal T-shirt, but, that's what I own.
Mm-hmm.
My wardrobe is packed full of shirts, and you think you grow out of this? It's just a phase, Mom. It's fucking not.
No, it's not.
it's the rest of my life till I die. You're probably gonna bury me in a metal T-shirt.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate. I went to the show too, and the same thing is what we were talking about. You kind of start looking at all the finances for the hotel, the tickets, the gas money, the food, all of that stuff. And I just told Shauna, I was like, I don't need a shirt. I have so many shirts. There's no need for me to get a shirt. And then mosey on by the little merch, and I'm just like, that shirt is sweet. And she's like, it's your birthday. Get it. And I'm like,
that's nice.
Okay. And then I see this shirt, and she's like, I'm going to go buy this shirt for you because I know you want it.
Yeah.
And then I seen another Rivers of Nile shirt, and I was like, I don't need another shirt. Then I seen that flag, and I was just like, that flag is sweet. I should have bought that instead.
It is dope.
And now it's hanging right there, so I got that too.
It's fucking sick. We'll have to get
it's a badass flag. Look how big it is, man. It's got all the bands on it and everything.
Yeah, we'll have to get some. Oh, you got them death pillows over there. They're leaving with me now.
One of them's for you. You get to pick. Scream Bloody Gore. I have the leprosy one, I think, over there in the other room.
Awesome. So, yeah, they had all the things set up very well at Sonic Temple, but I didn't even cruise by the merch lines at all.
They were tempted, long enough,
weren't you? I will say there was one cat in the audience who was wearing a death symbolic T-shirt. So I made sure to call him out. I said, "You a real one, motherfucker. You a real one, dog.
You a real one."
Yep. So I don't know that I saw too many other death shirts out there at Sonic Temple, but the one guy wearing the symbolic shirt, I had to make sure I let him know. I went like kind of middle of the road. I wore a Meshuggah T-shirt all day, so I got called out by a fan for wearing it in a good way. Slapped me right on the chest. Fucking love Meshuggah. I'm like, yeah, I mean, for sure. Meshuggah's, they're kings. So, yeah, good times. Love people watching. Love those big long concerts. They do take a toll on you. They hit you in the wallet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they hit you in the feet.
Yeah. They hit you in the shoulders.
Yep. My wife needed a foot rub middle of the day. I even gave her the socks off of my feet, bro. The blisters were forming on her feet.
Damn.
Yeah. It was like that. I told her next time we're going to Upheaval in a month here in Grand Rapids, and we've been there last year, and we know what to expect. So we're gonna just totally dial it in for comfort. Like just be able to make sure we can stand and walk and endure one day at Upheaval because of the hill, right? Fuck that hill.
Fucking hill.
The fucking hill.
Yeah, I would love to go to that. I just haven't committed, so don't know if that's gonna happen.
I'm gonna just be perfectly transparent. The lineup this year is weird because there's like Friday and Saturday, and you kind of have more old school on Friday, and then you have more new stuff on Saturday. And as far as Saturday goes, I'm basically there to see like two bands, and they're not metal, really. I mean, people might kind of label them as metal, or they were more metal in the past. They're really not these days. That would be IC Stars and Bad Omens.
Okay.
And they do some screaming.
I like
and
Bad
such.
Omens.
Yeah. I love both bands. IC Stars is from Michigan. They were more metalcore or even mallcore or something of this nature before, and now they're kind of moving into a new phase of their careers, and I love what they're doing now more than ever. But I mean, then you got like Seven Dust and Godsmack and Killswitch Engage on Friday night, which is a bill like more suited to my tastes.
Yeah.
But I'm just not going to commit to both days. It's not really in the cards for us. Yeah. So just the one day this year. Just going to do our best to enjoy the Saturday. I know I get to see Stabbing Westward, and I know based on what Ross Morgan said in a post recently, he just saw them and they sounded on point. So I get to look forward to that. That guy can still hit the high notes, so that's going to be pretty cool. So yeah, Upheaval on the docket, and then I don't think I have anything further. We talked about some things like
we're going
October.
to that Carcass Hatebreed show, bro. I'm telling you that right now. So put that on the fucking calendar.
I looked at the date and I looked at my wife and I thought, man, this is gonna be hard to pull off, but we'll make it work.
It's in like October, I think.
I know. I just know that the kid's gonna have school and Amy's gonna have work, but anything can be done with enough notice. Oh, I have Megadeth Mudvayne on the horizon.
Oh, okay.
With Levi. So
cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, shit, let's get into this episode.
Yeah,
Y'all have been listening to us talk for
gears.
35 minutes about concerts, so hopefully you enjoyed that. But we are here to do a reaction episode. The last one we did put a little call out for some songs. We said, hey, we're running out of stuff in the library to listen to. Put a call out, and then be careful what you wish for.
Got a lot.
Yeah, like 60, 65, and they keep rolling in.
Nice.
So I'm just tacking them on as we go. So if you guys don't hear your band for a while, don't think we forgot about you, because we only don't do reaction episodes either. So it's one of those things where we might be putting out a few more than normal because we have so many submissions. But at the same token, this isn't all we do. We have some other things coming up, some interviews, a couple other things we'll talk about after the show that I want to kind of revisit, some ideas we've been throwing around, so some more cool open conversations. I love the conversation with John Roan and the guitarist. I thought that was a great conversation. It was probably one of my favorite pods we did, because sometimes those loose conversations around metal and opinions and music just kind of opens my eyes, got me listening to a bunch of BT Bam and Currents and stuff. So, yeah. With that being said, we are here to react to some songs.
For sure.
And I just put them in the order that I got them from. So, or got them in.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, how do you determine who
I
we're
just
going to listen to?
went down the line. If you messaged me, this is the first one that's on there. And the first one that was messaged, our boys from Astral Crown are back on the show.
Oh, yeah.
You want to pull this up? I know it's under the Notion, so.
Going to just find their socials and see what I can.
That's cool. So what I did before you came in, I didn't ask for. A lot of people just sent us links. And going forward, when I have a little more time and I'm not as busy as I have been the last couple of weeks, I will reach out to some of these bands and ask them what more do they want us to know, and they can send us some stuff. But I put a few notes here just from their social media. A lot of bands, the same thing as I alluded to before, they just don't have no information. They don't even tell us who's in the band on your Facebook. I'll take a little time to put that shit up there, because if you run into a situation like this, or someone wants to know your band and you just don't have anything for a bio, it's like, okay, well, I guess it's not that serious. So, all right. So
I know Colin hustles as much as he can.
Oh yeah, he does.
He throws it out there a lot.
Yep, he does. So this first song, Astral Crown, featuring our boy Keto DMP from Accuser of the Brethren. Yeah. You didn't get to meet those guys because you were gone, but
correct.
God, such cool dudes, cool ass band. I love Keto, super nice dude. I liked their whole band. And Astral Crown was one of the first reaction episodes we did. So here's a new song from them. A little info about their band before we get into this. Colin sent me, he says, so we're a 5-piece based out of Muskegon. We consist of Colin Hudson, Kenny Caveman Stepp, Billy Cook, Ryan Walsma, and Austin Velding. Ryan, our lead guitarist, put Astral Crown together a while before I had joined. We have 3 singles out at the moment, so we are still experimenting with our sound. Our biggest influences collectively would be bands like Spite and Body Snatcher. We plan on working on and finishing up an EP. And just a little update, I feel like they're not even a 5-piece anymore. I feel like they lost a few members along the way. I know it's hard to find a good drummer, and I know it's hard to keep a band together, but I know they're still out there trying to put out songs. So we'll listen to this. This song is called Demise. It's a YouTube link.
Okay.
So let's make sure this bitch is working. Hopefully I don't have a YouTube ad here.
Just mute it.
I have to actually... There you go.
Wow.
Here you go.
Yeah.
So this is what we'll do on this. We'll make sure that we go back and forth. I'll say what I say. I'll start this one, then switch it to you. Then on this next one, you can start.
Okay.
Just it makes it a little easier for the clips.
Yeah, because I noticed I was doing all the
yeah. So it was like kind of the reaction was. So I just think maybe that would work a little bit better going forward. But it was completely fine. But this seems leaps and bounds from the first track that we heard.
Okay.
We'll start out with, let's just start out with the vocals. The vocals were badass. I mean, Colin's awesome vocalist.
Yep.
I mean, Keto's an awesome vocalist too. I think some of them lows were definitely him because them screamed to Keto's lows, but I love that this particular song, I heard a chorus in here, which I don't feel like we heard that before with them.
Right, sure.
So I heard like some callbacks. I heard even some like cool vocal patterns and then like the cool little always love that.
Yep.
The riffs, man, fucking cool riffs, dude. Like
sure.
when like sometimes that breaks down stuff can get boring, but they changed it just enough to keep it interesting. Like when they played that one and the guitars were panning back and forth, and the one guitar was playing the low thing, and then all of a sudden it kind of went more to da 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 da, the more of the open, and they changed it like the next measure. Like that stuck out really well to me. I was like, okay, you guys keep doing your thing because I see the progression and what you guys are going for. So. Riff's awesome, vocals awesome, songwriting very cool, very interesting. As far as production goes, the only thing for me, like everything sounded good. It was there. Obviously, I believe these are programmed drums, but I just didn't really hear any bass. There was like no low end that existed in there for me to like, just that part was missing out of the recording, right? Like it was just like guitars and drums and vocals, which drive the song, but you got to have that low rumble just carrying you along, especially with this kind of like heavy low end. So, and that's just a production thing, you know, that's me more picking it apart. There is no artwork to judge on this. There's just a picture of these guys on the YouTube or whatever. Maybe the artwork is somewhere else. But all in all, man, I enjoyed that, and that was really cool. And like I said, big props to Keto and big props to Colin. You guys did a great job on this song.
I enjoyed it. I've heard some of their work before. I know Colin is a really young guy in the game, and he's got some great vocals, so I think he's got a good future in this as long as he wants to be a metal vocalist and put his time and energy into it. I think he's going to have a band that he could be in and help out because he's diverse enough. I felt like the riffs were pretty solid, crunchy. I loved also, I noticed like you'd have one lower volume just kind of like sitting in one ear and while the main rhythm is driving. So you had just doing something in the back, which made it interesting. With respect to the lack of bass, I felt like I heard some bass guitar in there at some point. I think it's a matter of finding, like, there's a lot of ways to go with a bass guitar, right? Like, do you want a Steve DiGiorgio walk in the fretless? What suits your band? Sometimes a band, they just want basically another guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Distortion on it, follow what the rhythm is doing, pick when and where to lock in with the drums or the guitar. So it's really a matter of what kind of bass do we want in this band? What bass suits us? And if you're rotating members, maybe that's not a priority to look at.
Right.
So definitely something to consider, like what kind of bass sound do we want? Sometimes you just want it there to round out the sound and to give you a little bit more bass oomph with on the low end. Sometimes you could use it as more of a melodic tool. So it's just a matter of like having a bassist in the band decide what they want. Maybe maybe that person would be more of a guitarist playing bass in your band because you've already got the two guitars.
Yeah.
So you never know. I don't know the circumstances, but yeah, that's the only thing for me too. I enjoyed the song. I think they're a badass band, and I'm looking forward to hopefully catching them out live. So definitely a good send in. Shout out to Colin. I know we follow each other on the socials. So, I'm here to support and, do what I can to elevate Astral Crown and his work. So just keep it up.
Yeah.
Stay with it.
Very good growth shown on that since the very first reaction episode we did with them. So
songwriting matters. Like you guys, you guys, anybody in any metal band can be super technical, and yet we speak to like progressive tech and death metal, like BT Bam. That's a niche market. You got to be careful there. I mean, everybody in the band's got to want to write 7 to 10 minute songs, or even 3-minute blasters that they go off into left field with no song structure or repetition whatsoever. But for us, end of the day, by and large, most people just want something. They want a little bit of predictability. Mm-hmm. You want to know a chorus is coming around that even if it's not a sing along chorus, just if you're yelling something and you're going to repeat something, people count on that. Mm-hmm. So definitely a good job on that front. You want your fans to be able to sing something back to you.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. I mean,
not have to listen to your song 4,000 times before the melody kind of sticks in your head.
For sure.
All right, cool. We're ready to move on. Thanks, guys, for that send-in. Appreciate you all. We'll be in touch. All right, so the next song is Captain Knollnot. I'm assuming it's Knollnot.
Sure.
So here are the players. Jeff Knollnot, guitars and bass. Stu Block, session vocals. Eric Landon, drums. CJ Gardenier, all production. Words and music by Jeff. And here's the tune itself. It says, I also got a song I'd like to submit. It's a solo project that features Stu Block from Into Eternity and Annihilator on session vocals. Style-wise, it's a bit of a progressive thrash power metal mashup. Thank you for your time. So the tune itself is called Mankind's. Here we go. Let me go back, because this is fucking an iTunes link, and it's not even the whole fucking song, so let's go to Spotify. That was like a preview. Sorry, folks. I was just clicking the link that was sent to me, so... All right, here we go.
What's the name of the track? Mankind's?
Yes.
Yep, all right, I got it pulled up right here. I can try to follow along.
Oh, shit.
The moment you hit play, I'll hit play.
Yeah, hold up. Just a second here.
Got the
this fucking Spotify thing. Like...
I'm on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Earthly pyramid looking thing. Pretty cool art.
Cool. All right, you ready?
Give it to me.
From the
this dude's name is Jeffrey Knollnot, Kollnot, and I know him from Flood the Desert because Infinite Design has played a few shows with him. Super cool dude, great guitar player. But go ahead, Nick, tell me about the song.
Yeah, I mean, welcome to Shredsville. Holy shit. Man, you guys got some players in here, and it checks a lot of the boxes that we speak to often. You had the songwriting, had songwriting and then some. You had the chorus that came back a couple of times, the sing-along chorus. Reminded me of something like maybe some Sanctuary or Into Eternity. Just very skilled on the guitar front, guitar solos. Things seem to be written in a major key, very happy feelings there, but I mean, which is fine. I could go for a little bit more groove with all of that intensity, all of that thrash beat. But they did open it up. It did breathe. They did kind of slow things down and just chock full of melody, which I could go for. You see me, I mean, I don't know. In the reels, you won't really see me reacting in the middle of the song, but they open it up and I'm just smiling because you got the dive bombs going on the guitar and just the back and forth solos there. I absolutely love it. Clean vocals all day, not a fry to be heard, and that's perfectly fine. I definitely go for it, though. I loved it. Good send-in. We've played, like you said, with Jeff in Flood the Desert before, so we know that those guys are really skilled musicians.
Yes.
As just a three-piece, I believe. I'm really curious about this. I've never heard of this project before, so I'm excited to see if that's a live thing that they do, or if it's just like a studio project that they've got going on. But definitely got my interest peaked, giving them a follow and a like on every platform that I can right now as we go through this. So, Jay, what did you think of it?
So, major key, power metal.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it. If you're a power metal fan, here at We Do Not Discriminate here on the Metal Maniacs podcast. So something that I would put on, I don't really know. I can't say. I love the melody. I love the shred. Kind of happy, though. Sometimes I steer away from the happy. You know, that to me is just keys. The thing that doesn't resonate. If it's not like the Jason Mraz happy, that's the kind of happy I can go for. But when you're mixing metal and happy, for me. But other than that, I mean, phenomenal musicianship. The production sounded good. Awesome vocals. Great callbacks because you came back to it. You made me interested for 5 minutes and 8 seconds. Sometimes it's easy to lose that, but I have nothing but good things to say about it. As far as great song. If you're a power metal fan, this is for you. You should be jamming this. It looks like they have a couple other things here. The Colorado Archive in 2019 and Future Human. I don't know if those are full. It looks like they're full albums. So they do have some other stuff out for you guys to check out. But definitely go follow these guys. Cool
artwork.
Their praise. Like I said, sorry I got my Jeffs mixed up. Y'all got so much similar last names. I thought it was kind of weird that we didn't talk about this. But that seems about right, because he's not even in the fucking band. That's why he wouldn't talk about it. But I was like, I know this, Jeff. But, when you just get a Facebook message, it's kind of like, it just comes through, and you're like, okay, this is Jeff. And I just was done talking to him, and he sent it about the same time we did the Rip Van Ripper. So, cool stuff, man.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Turned my head a few times toward you as a fan. So, thanks for the send-in. Love it.
Cool art.
Yeah,
I like the art.
Looks like they subscribe to the Pyramid Earth theory.
Yeah, cool art. Good concept. I could hear all the instruments as far as production sounded really good. So.
Yeah, I mean, Jason and I, we just came up on darker things.
Yeah.
So like anything that harkens to like an Iron Maiden or a Judas Priest vibe, usually we're like, okay, it's fine, it's cool, we dig it. But we're just always going to be setting those minor keys and something even more atonal. But outside of that, we still got much love and appreciation for it. And obviously the musicianship is top tier. So always going to call that out and let you guys know you're doing killer work over there. Yeah. So great send in. Thank you for that, Captain Knollnot.
Yep. All right. Our next band that we have here is called Splinters.
Okay.
This was a recommendation by somebody on the post, and I said, Splinters, send us some music. So they sent us this link. Their bio just says
Pure Anger.
Yep, that's it. That's all it says. So I'm assuming what kind of band we're gonna get with this, but I could be wrong. I'm interested though. Obviously, when someone else recommends your music too, you know.
All right.
So let's see what the name of the song
There it
is. I was trying to find some other stuff about these guys, but their Facebook don't really say much either. So
I got some plays going on the Spotify.
So they sent me a YouTube link.
Okay.
Do they have any bio on their Spotify?
Let me look here. I usually don't see. They've got some on tour.
Fucking.
Got some pictures. They got the band members Casey, Tyler, Nick, Billy. Looks like Casey on a bass, Tyler on a guitar, Nick on the vocals, Billy on the kit.
Okay, that helps.
Oh, there's the about. Here we go. Emerging from Port Huron, Michigan in 2021, Splinters brings a modern edge to the scene. Their distinctive sound delves into the gritty aspects of life, tackling daily struggles and the universal shadows we face with an aggressive musical. Where's the rest of it? It doesn't. It just tapers off into ellipsis, and then there's nothing more. I don't know how to make it.
You fill in the blank. You tell them what you want after that.
Yeah. Anything you like, fill out the bio yourself.
All right, well, we ready for this song?
Yeah,
At least we got a little info on them.
Yeah, Port Huron, Michigan metal. Let's have it.
Let's do the Splinters, Blind Eyes. Here we go.
Well, they'll be at upheaval.
Okay.
Wow. Take it away, Jay.
All right. So let's start. I'm going to start with production. Man, and that sounded fucking great.
Yeah,
That sounded
clean.
top notch, top tier. You can tell you guys are serious about your shit. The video itself, I don't know if you're watching the video, but
I jumped in about halfway.
Okay,
in,
the video was really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Everything sounded great. I love the riffs, man. I love the little all that
noise,
kind of like because we're using those pitch pedals and doing all this weird stuff. That's kind of the way to go now. That's kind of the new sound of deathcore or death, whatever you want to call this.
Sure.
Hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely interesting for 2 minutes and 19 seconds. One of my main complaints is just the vocals. Great vocals, but you did sing for 2 minutes and 19 seconds. You even sang when you broke down into the little like hip hop part thing in there. Like you didn't really have to put more vocals over that part. You could have let it breathe just a little bit, but you know, nothing to hold on to as far as songwriting goes, nothing to catch on to, but like if it's just angry metal, like this is what you're gonna get. You know, there's a lot of bands that are kind of out there doing this kind of thing. But and there's nothing wrong with that. I loved it. I thought it was great. Like it was heavy. It was awesome. It was in your face. I love to see it live. I'm sure these guys are cool, and I hope they keep doing their thing. Yeah. Other than that, I don't really know. They showed 3 guys. Didn't you just say there's only 3 guys or what?
I saw a 4th member listed on their Spotify, but the video appeared to just display 3 people in the video.
So I don't know. Maybe the other dude's too ugly to be in the video. They're like, no, you got to sit this one out. On their Facebook, it shows 4 people. So maybe they got another person after this. But yeah, fucking overall, badass song. You know, I had that one little complaint, but other than that, it's not like the vocals were bad or anything. It was just, you know, I just sometimes even in 2 minutes and 19 seconds, you can give us 19 seconds of not doing a vocal. Like, so, you know, that's all I ask.
It does look like they'll be at Upheaval on the day that I'll be there. So
Hell yeah.
I may have a chance to check these guys out live. With respect to the song, I loved the keyboard sampling bit that was kind of in the background, and I love how kind of they broke it down, no guitar, and then when that guitar came back in, like that was probably the best riff of the song. Like he was working the neck there a little bit. You know, that riff that sticks out in my head right now as I'm thinking about it, and I kind of want to play it back and hear it again. So the riffage was pretty tight. I love that they're more groove oriented. I could kind of take or leave a lot of the trot or the upbeat or the thrash anymore. I kind of came up with a lot of that stuff, so I don't need it as much these days. So I like where they're at with the beat in the pocket. The vocals didn't move me one way or the other. They weren't bad at all. Sometimes I kind of want a little bit more. If you're going to sing the whole time, I kind of want to see all that you can do without just yelling at me. Other than that, I think that, you know, and maybe they have more songs where there's more vocal diversity. I am only getting a 2-minute, 19-second sample size of their work. But I love the song. I mean, that's the main part I want to get across is despite our little, you know, like, who cares what we say and our opinions, you know, end of the day, you guys got some awesome fucking music. That's the main thing here is every band that we pull up today is going to sound a little bit different one to the next. So we're going to be like, oh my God, what are we getting? And then have a little bit of feedback on it. But I think, you know, all said and done, like that was a slapper. Like I go and see that live.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'd love that. And it doesn't matter, like, if I have an opinion about the vocals one way or the other, or, you know, bass guitar, not doing a bass solo, who cares? The fucking song was awesome and in your face, and I could see mosh pits going off, people getting cleaned up. I mean, and the lyrics, I got the lyrics in front of me. It's pretty bleak. I hope life isn't that bad for you, but I mean, if not, at least you got your band to vent, you know, life's frustrations at you. So yeah, really, really great song, really great send in, heavy as fuck. Keep at it, and hopefully get to see you guys out live at Upheaval. I mean, I'll keep an eye out for you if I'm there early enough. I know I'm not a big fan of that local stage. They could do better. They could do better by the locals. Whack. Yeah, they could do better by the locals at Upheaval, in my opinion.
I am also checking out their Bandcamp, and they have, like, I guess if you don't like the vocals, you can just listen to the instrumentals. So, like, they put that out there. So it's kind of cool when bands do that or whatever. But yeah, it's not like the vocals were bad or anything. No, I thought they fucking fit the music perfect. Yeah, like, he was a great vocalist. I liked his patterns. Just when you do this kind of music and you're doing 2-minute songs and they're just pissed and pure anger, there's not going to be any callbacks usually. You know, there's not going to be something for you to hang on to. They just want people to punch each other in the head for 2 minutes, and then they stop and they play another 2 minutes of punching each other in the face, you know? So that's kind of what you want. So, yeah, I mean, I don't ever want to come across when I say things like that, like I disliked it, because these guys are definitely top tier professional sounding. Their video looked great. You know, they're doing a lot of good things. So, like, kudos to this band. Great send-in. Loved it. I would listen to. I'll probably put this on the docket to listen to a lot more of this, actually, because I do like this kind of music. You know,
I gave them a follow on Spotify. I gave them the old thumbs up and subscribe on the YouTube. It does say on the YouTube bio, Splinters from Detroit, Michigan. So we got Port Huron, Detroit, anyway, east side of the state. So just wanted to clarify that. Some members may be from one city, some from the other. I guess Detroit's a little bit easier to claim when you're out that side of the state.
It also says that on their Bandcamp, Detroit, Michigan.
Okay. So yeah, some Detroit metal for you
Cool.
Thank you.
All right.
Splinters.
Thanks for that sending, boys. Appreciate that. Look forward to seeing you soon. All right. So the next song that we have is Corpse Shoveler. So Corpse Shoveler is a two-piece slamming death metal band from West Michigan with a decade-long musical partnership. We fostered an expansive taste in music, and our shared appreciation for the heavy end of the musical range serves as a foundation for our creative endeavors. Now, this is Dylan doing vocals on this.
From No Deception, correct?
Yes, exactly. And I was looking before you came because I was trying to get some information on some of these groups that didn't send us much more. I had to dig through their Facebook to find that because I know that they're a fairly new outfit anyway. I had to dig through their Facebook just to find that much information on them, but it doesn't say like who's in the band. I don't know who the other guy is. I want to say the other guy might be a drummer, but I could be completely wrong because here's another situation where it's like there's not a lot of information about this band out there like that I can find. Obviously, like I said, they're a newer band. I know it's kind of a side project for him too at the same time. So, you got two bands. How much time do you got to put into all that? They do have some cool artwork. So,
yeah,
they got some cool shit going on. But I believe this song is Cornucopia of Rot. So we're going to click on this. Go up to the Spotify here. Yep, Cornucopia of Rot. 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Here we go.
Right. So that was Dylan from No Deception on the vocals. Does he also play the guitar on that, or do we not know?
Well, when I clicked on this,
fucking death metal.
Yeah, when I clicked on the actual link they sent me, Spotify has a little bit more. It does say West Michigan Brutal Death Metal Studio Project, Corpse Shoveler. There's Dylan Shoemaker, composer, lyricist, and Shay Walworth, composer. That's all it says. It doesn't say who does what. Because
so my other question was, is that a real drummer? Because that double bass work was insane. That might be some heel to toe, but that's as fast as humanly possible.
Yeah, that's fast as fuck.
I don't even know.
It's almost like some Infinite Annihilator.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's humanly possible, but that was amazing. That's some death metal, low, guttural, all day, just right in the garbage bag. These guys know where to hide a body. I mean, that's as death metal as it gets. I loved it. It is what it is. I could probably go for a guitar solo or some banshee screams in there just to separate it from all of the other trudging through, the rhythm section there. But that's definitely what you're going to get from the style of music, and it's a side project too. So unless they're bringing it to the stage, they just do whatever they want and then call it a day. But I mean, that had me doing grumpy cat face, just bleh. Dylan, you got some sick lows, brother. That was crazy.
He's fucking good, dude.
Cool riffs. No song structure that I'm aware of.
I mean, 2 minutes and 6 seconds of just fucking in your face.
Yeah.
Death metal.
Trudging, doomy death metal there. Sick.
Yeah, for me, I like that.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was cool. I'm with that brutal shit. The artwork is really good. At least they spent some time. I don't know, how, where, or where they got this, but this haunted mansion with the skulls and really looks death metal. So it fits the aesthetic of the band.
Oh yeah,
Cornucopia of Rot. I didn't really hear any callbacks, but what can you do in 2? It was like the last band. Like, what do you do in 2 minutes? You just fucking pummel somebody. And I think this is kind of like the other side of the spectrum, where that was a little more like the hardcore gent kind of thing, like the Splinters. This is the opposite spectrum, but the same kind of feel, right? This is more the death metal side of that, of what that would be. 2 minutes of fuck you, punch you in the face music, you know what I mean?
So I'm looking at their Facebook, and it does say that they have an EP release date of June 21st, 2024, and they've got a pre-save in the comments for that. And it looks like the title they're going by is The Stench That We Left Behind.
Ooh.
So give that a quick like. And then they've got a DistroKid link in the comments section of that. And that post went up about 3 days ago. It says May 29th. So give Corpse Shoveler a look and a like and a follow and a subscribe and a thumbs up. And get used to hearing some more brutal death metal from those guys in your face.
Yeah, and those are the kind of submissions that we love to hear on the show.
That's extreme metal. I don't know. That's what people are counting on from us. So good send in for sure. Thank you, Dylan.
We have they do have one other single too called Horde Swarm. So they do got a couple songs out before that EP drops. I don't know if this episode might be out probably about the same time that drops, to be honest.
Cool.
So
a few more songs.
All right, hell yeah.
Look forward to some more songs from them.
Shoveler. Gotta love a name like that too. I mean, that's when you tell mom about when you go for dinner. It's,
heard you're in a band.
Yeah. Hey, mom. It's, what's your band called? Oh, Corpse Shoveler. Corpse Shoveler.
Is that like a gravedigger? Does he work in the cemetery?
It's inspired by hardworking men. That dig holes.
Yeah. Blue collar as fuck. They're actually not dead until after the dirt hits them.
Oh, yes.
They're not a corpse until after I've done my work.
Yep. So, we got a submission from another local Muskegon band called Clinical Trial. You familiar with these girl and guys?
I am not, so I'm trying to dial them up.
So, Jennifer Barge, she's the singer.
I'll look up band because that didn't give me the results I wanted. Yep. I don't know if I know Jennifer.
I was going to record these guys at one point, but their manager left, and then their guitar player left, and it was this whole thing. I actually seen Jennifer out last night. I didn't actually get a chance to chat with her. I know they're playing down at the Rebel Road opening for Josie Scott or whatever.
There's a gig.
Yeah, so they're always gigging. I believe they're primarily a cover band, but they do have some originals, or an original, at least it looks like. So we are going to check this out. And just a forewarning, I know this isn't extreme metal, but like I said, they're a local band and they sent it to us. So I said, we'll check it out.
Okay,
why not?
It's Clinical Trial with a K. Is that about right? Okay, that's why I couldn't find them.
Yes.
Definitely set themselves apart with that. All right. Because I was getting all the medical feedback ever. All right. So I'm familiar with her work, working with Greg.
Yep.
And another band.
They were a different band before this. I can't remember. Something Fire, something. Yeah, I can't remember. But another band that, hey, guys, like, not to be a dick, but I'm just saying, like, fill out your intro information, your about information when you have a Facebook, especially if you're playing a bunch of shows. Take 20 minutes to tell us about your band. Who's in the band? give us some pictures. Give us something, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like you just got to do that because if somebody wants to discover your band or learn more about you, like make it easy. You know, well, you shouldn't have to dig through pages of stuff to understand what's happening with your band.
Yeah.
Facebook gives you free tools to use. Like, let's use them. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
You're posting frequently. Take 20 minutes to fill out your about. And maybe you don't know how to do that, so it's cool. You know, but you know, we've talked about this on another episode. Don't
They got lots
don't
of
make
gigs.
me search.
They've got plenty of gigs to promote. I think they just need to spend 20 minutes filling out some more information. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some people just don't feel the need to list the band members, and you know, like they want to just keep it just a unit, a band, and who cares about the individuals that make that band? It's all about the sum being greater than its parts. Yeah. So,
I mean, that's fair, but still, give me something on your intro. Like, there's no information. Like,
Sure.
just, you know, page wasn't even really touched. You know, so I don't know.
half of it looks like it's in another language. I'm on the Facebook page. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Well, we're gonna check this song out.
Let me see if
It's called "This Nightmare." It is on YouTube, so
Clinical Trial. with a
YouTube
K.
music.
What did you say the title was?
This Nightmare. Hold up, give me a second, because YouTube music. Okay, there we go. Found this little mute button so we don't have to listen to those ads. Here we go. This Nightmare by Clinical Trial.
away, Jay.
All right, so let's start with vocals. Cool vocal diversity, I'll say that.
Yeah.
You know, she's a good singer. I knew that to begin with.
Right.
So as far as the vocals go, you know, good vocal diversity.
Mm-hmm.
Drums, pretty solid, man. I know Adam, I wanted to say he used to play in like a Before the Fire or one of those kind of bands, Severed Process or something like that. I don't know. Cool drums. As far as the riffs go, man, I swear that riff is like a Sepultura riff. That like I've heard that riff. Like I know I've heard that exact riff somewhere. So
yeah,
like
it gave me like major new metal vibes from
Yeah.
the turn of the century. Like we're 99 to 2000 there, which is fine. It definitely had that, you know, jump off your feet type vibe with the new metal style riff there.
As far as bass goes, I think this might lean to the production, which I'll get into. Didn't hear a single bass note in there. I don't know, maybe just my ears from last night's show, or maybe I'm just not hearing bass today. I don't know what's going on, but like,
no, I could hear it. They had some clean bass in there, like because when they dipped down to like the verses, and it was just the vocals, drums, and bass. So there was a little bit of bass in there. Wasn't walking the dog or anything. It was just basically playing like the guitar part or rumbling through there.
I wasn't a huge fan of the guitar tone. I don't really know. It just kind of sounded like really mushy. And I don't know. This is where the production kind of comes in, because like as far as the songwriting goes, it was a cool song. It kind of had the cool little breakdown. Like it was actually heavier than what I thought. She said it wasn't extreme metal, but like maybe it wasn't extreme metal, but at the same time it was like still pretty metal. And I thought it was going to be lighter than that.
Right.
Great songwriting. You know, the callbacks. You gave me 3 choruses. You gave me a little bridge. You know. Even though I've heard that riff before, maybe a lot, it was still kind of a cool riff and something that you could go off of, you know. But what needs to be addressed is the production. It just really sounded demo-y. The vocals were like very not even mixed into me. Like they were just so on top of the music where it kind of distracted me from like what was going on. That was just what I'm hearing in my ears. You know, the production definitely needed to be addressed because there wasn't a lot of low end in there either. It was just very like kind of demo-y, and it was just, I don't know. That would be kind of my only complaint is the production on it. You know, as far as that goes. But other than that, cool song, cool send-in to me. You know, but yeah, just kind of what we brought up before too is like that low end. When that low end's missing, that's what's happening in your production where it doesn't sound right. You know.
Yeah.
So, and the vocals were almost distracting. They were so loud, like, to me at least.
Yeah,
because it kind of hurt my ear in a certain way, you know, like it was hit this certain register. So it was
good vocals. Definitely had a style of a new metal, as far as I'm concerned. The quality of the production, you know, people go to different studios and get different outcomes. I felt like end of the day maybe had more of a demo leaning quality to it, and that's just something that you're going to have to objectively listen to compared to some other releases that are already out and available for you to compare yourselves against. So consider that, like, going forward. Like, we just listened to Splinters a few minutes ago, and the production was crisp, clean, and awesome on that. And that might be something to consider when you're going forward, is your style of music and getting the best sound out of it possible. I mean, everything is all there. You guys can sell yourselves on what you've offered us here today to listen to and go on that and get your product out there to people. I just think that when it comes to a form of permanence, I would want to take and elevate that just a little bit more and smooth that out and, you know, just get things where they need to be dialed in with tones and volumes, mastering, all of that. But all in all, we get to play your song and listen to it today. Bit of a neck snapper. Had the choruses in there for sure, the callbacks to stick in your head, so that's cool. You want your fans to be able to sing it back to you, like we say, so I think they did that. And, you know, going on just the one song, I know what to expect. I think I know what to expect going forward from them, and I'm down with that style of music. So if I get a chance to see them live, I'll look forward to hearing a few more from them. They got a lot on the books, it looks like, for the summer. They've got gigs in the area, Grand Rapids, West Michigan. So I'll have an opportunity to see them if I'm free.
Yeah, they have a lot of. They play a lot. I know that.
Yeah,
so and that's cool, man. That's super cool. As far as the art goes too, like I don't know if you've seen this art. I mean, it's pretty like stock.
The pile of skulls.
Yeah, it's kind of like YouTube or Google search, kind of like skulls, and then just a pretty stock font or whatever. But whatever. To each their own. It is what it is. I'm just here to tell you what I do like, which is the most of it, and some things that I think that can improve. So whether you take it or leave it, it don't matter to me. It's your music, so please do what you want with it.
Yeah, they stay busy gigging. That's maybe where they probably put a lot of their energy into practicing and then getting out live on the stage and making those phone calls to the next venue. So I see that they stay busy. The flyers keep piling up. So good work there. You want the end of the day, I think most important thing is getting out in front of people and performing live.
Yeah, they're getting paid probably too. So
yeah.
But I know they lean heavy in the covers, so I know they're playing 4-hour sets or 3-hour sets or however that goes.
Yeah.
So, all right, cool. We're gonna move on to the last track of the day.
All right.
This track is from the band Nethergate. I've heard of these guys a whole lot, or nothing but good things about these guys, but I've never heard these guys, so this is a perfect opportunity to bring these guys up. They are from Detroit, Michigan. Matt Soper on bass and vocals, Paul Trunk on guitar, Ian McDonald on guitar, and Kyle Wagner on drums. Okay. So this song is called The Third Oath, and it's a YouTube link, but I do have their Bandcamp pulled up.
So I got Nethergate. I'm going to try and pull up all the socials as I go. I got them on the Facebook.
I muted it because I don't know if it was going to get ads.
Say again for all of us the title of the track one more time.
This one is The Third Oath. You ready?
Perhaps. What do you got it on YouTube?
Yeah.
All right. Got you. Go
all
for
right,
it.
Ready?
Yeah.
Go.
To the literacy of the
Oh man, so cool imagery, cool video,
Yeah.
death metal, straight up. I don't even know if I'm going to put any other adjectives on that. That was a death metal track. Bassist vocalist in there, so shout out. I could hear some bass rumbling in there. Hard to do double duty and stand out on your instrument, but could hear the tones in there. That was good. Fucking guitar work, man. Solos, yes. Riffs, yes. Drums, yes. Visions. Like the visuals, I should say. The video was pretty cool. I love what I was looking at. So that's pretty much what we're here for. That's what we came up on, and that's the idea, is to get that style of music out there. Fucking cool track. The Third Oath by Nethergate, from the east side of the state, it looks like, and this is from their album or EP Necrosis, if I'm saying it right. That's what I would go with. Either that or
Necroasis.
Oasis, like a combination of those two words. Necroasis, yeah. Okay, I guess either would work, but we'll go with Necroasis on that one. And Oasis.
That's your department, not mine, buddy.
Oh, when we're making shit up, we clearly are now. We're in made up territory.
Yeah. For sure.
Necroasis. That sounds good too, like an oasis of necro.
Yeah.
Dead oasis. Yeah, is that the idea? Okay, we've nailed it down. Pretty cool, man. Maybe I wish okay, so now we're gonna get into random bullshit opinions and whatever, but for me, I kind of wish there was a backup vocalist amongst them in the band, like one person to back him up, and because something you and I always do is like, I'm gonna go high, you go low, or you go high, I'll go low, and I think that just gives the vocals more impact. And I didn't notice a whole lot of like overdubbing or backing himself up in the studio there. That's definitely something I would have considered just for the permanence factor, is just give the vocals a little bit more diversity there. I'm not asking these guys to sing. I'm not asking for Ronnie James Dio to all of a sudden come out of the woodwork and do cleans for these guys. I just think that if there was one among them that could back him up, that would be pretty powerful. And that's about it. I mean, I heard breakdowns, awesome musicianship, guitar solos all day. I think this is the style of music that lends itself best to guitar solos. Mm-hmm. So that's awesome for me. That makes songs as interesting as anything else in this genre of music. I mean, you got your sing-along choruses for other styles, but for these guys, hit me with a guitar solo. Oh, it's time for the guitar solo. So I love it. I think it was a great track. This came out in 2022, and it does look like by their social media presence on Facebook that they're just hollering out that it's been out for 2 years now, and it's time for new music from these guys, apparently. So get on it. Let's go. Let's have it. We want more Nethergate. And also, I've heard this band name several times, and I need to know, do you all play Minecraft?
Well, if you guys are interested too, we'd love to have you on the show, because you guys are the type of band that we would love to have on the show. So if you guys are hearing this, which you probably will, because we'll send you this link, you're interested to coming and setting something up, we'd love to chat with you. So
yeah,
sound like our kind of dudes.
Yeah.
So as far as for me, vocals, thought they were cool. At least there was some diversity. It wasn't just one or two tones. You had a couple tones in there, but playing bass at the same time. So you got to give a little credit to that, because it sounded like he was doing to keep up with those guitar players. You're not playing probably just root notes. Like it sounded like his bass was kind of doing some cool shit too. Drums are really cool. Riffs badass. Leads badass.
Yeah.
As far as guitar tone goes, for me, it was a little mid-rangey. I wish there was a little more like kind of sizzle on it, so they would cut through a little bit more for me, because they were just kind of muted. But that's just more of a production thing. Other than that, bass was cool. Heard the bass, like I said, trotting along. Songwriting, I don't know. I'd have to listen to more of it, but
it's a lot going on.
Like there's a lot going on, but at least there was. When I say songwriting, a lot of times I'm alluding to like verse, chorus, or at least there's some callbacks, some stuff like that. But when you're doing this kind of music, at least when you kind of break it up with some guitar solos and some different kind of grooves and stuff, you're still thinking about the songwriting in there. All of their art is really fucking cool. If you go on Bandcamp, they all got like some cool thought out art with some different, aspects. One looks like a picture, you got some hand-drawn stuff, you got some abstract kind of things going on, you got some painted, muted kind of So they're really thought out. Their Bandcamp looks good. These guys are professionals. Their video was badass. It kind of told a story through and through. So the art as a whole was cool. So, really, man, my only critique was just be that guitar tone a little bit. I wish it would just had a little more sizzle on it. But me as a guitar player, I kind of want to hear that a little clearer. But all in all, fucking awesome band.
Yeah.
Every good thing I've heard about these guys.
Yes.
Is right.
Yeah.
Looking forward to hearing more. Looking forward to maybe hopefully chatting with these dudes sooner than later. And Nethergate, just keep doing your thing, and we'll catch you at a show sooner than later. These guys actually were at that Chaos and Carnage.
Yeah.
But they were on one of those other stages, so
didn't get a chance to see it. Yeah, happens. So,
but yeah, I mean, anything else, Nick?
No, I mean, that's what we're looking for by and large. All music welcome, all submissions welcome. Jason and I are always going to just fawn over the death metal, especially if it harkens back to some of the technical, death metal, kind of like building on what Tampa metal started, and then you get around the corner of the 21st century death metal, was aborted with the new album this year, just smoking hot. The Cattle Decapitations, if your band sounds like some of those bands, then that's definitely what we're looking for. But anything from the new metal genre, anything from the power metal genre, we talk about being an extreme metal podcast, but if you got a band that's doing something and you're gigging, we're here for that.
Yeah.
And to be perfectly honest, as much as we love those death metal bands, if we're going to a bill, if we're going to a show, maybe 5 of those is too much. So we want to see the power metal band in there to kind of break it up. Give me a little bit of melody. Give me that major chord progression. Give me that Iron Maiden 2-step. That's all good, man. We really do appreciate all of the send-ins, and I like everything that I heard today. And take our opinions and shove them. No, definitely. We're just here for the critiques. We're just trying to help. We're just offering you like an objective listener. First time hearing your band more than anything. Like every one of these bands, I think I heard once. I heard
the Astral Crown we heard before, but
yep. And I also heard a different Corpse Shoveler song prior to that.
Oh, okay.
I think Dylan sent me something. Yeah. So, but we're definitely here to just give you a fair shake and kind of treat it like we're not your best friends. We're not your buddy. We're not going to just kiss up to you and tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah, because we're not doing that.
That don't really help you.
Yeah.
If we say like the quality of the production end of day is maybe not as good as you would have hoped for, that's not to knock you. That's not to make you feel any kind of way about it. That's remove yourself from the emotion of it and say, when I put on this CD or this track from this band where that's more, you want to steer yourselves that way. If you got an influence that you compare yourselves to, listen to their work and try to emulate that sound if that's what you're going for. If you're doing your own thing, fine. Then you're still going to want to get into a good studio and round out your sound a little bit better and hand it to somebody who's not your friend like us to give you some constructive criticism.
And someone who's been there, done that, and learned from a lot of our own mistakes. And, if you think your band's the shit and you can't make any improvements, then you're delusional. So, I mean...
even the best of the best want to outdo themselves. Always be better than your former self, So,
exactly.
Some really cool send-ins today. Thank you all.
We've little mix, too. I do like the mix,
Absolutely.
So, I mean, we like to go for, like you said, that aborted death metal, that type of style of music. But, if we had 6 of those in a row, then it wouldn't make it as interesting of a show. So it's nice to have them little breakups in there, too.
Yeah. So everything's welcome. Everything's cool. Loved it.
Appreciate your time sending it in to us and letting us critique it,
Yeah.
So, all right, with that being said, that wraps this episode. It's been nice to get back in the lab with you, buddy, and looking forward to next week. And much love to you guys. Keep it metal. Peace. Thank you so much for checking out the episode. Be sure to hit that like button and give us a share.
Yeah, and if you enjoyed our podcast today, please give it a rating on your streaming service to help us gain some exposure.
And if you really enjoyed the show, please give us a follow or hit that subscribe button and come hang out with us every week. And remember, keep it metal.